And we are at 6:31, so I'm going to go ahead and we'll get the live stream started here. Gentlemen.
Mark Arnold's on.
Nice. And just remember, Daryl, from the last time, these are center fire mics. Your nose needs to be touching that thing almost when you're talking, and your mouth, so bring it down on your mouth because that's on your nose. They are very, if you get off, just see that? Just a hair. If you're talking about, it has to be right here is that nice bassy voice.
Almost deeping it. Or deep throating it.
Yeah.
You might be able to open up wide. Open up wide.
Hey, Ryan, and all you other bikeaholics out there. Just want to say thanks for what you're doing for us guys out here, saving us some money, wrenching on our bikes, showing us what to do. And I will say that I saw your video on the extended brake pedal. I have a road glide just like Lurch's, and you are so right. That original brake pedal was so bad and so inconvenient. I can't believe it. And when I put the new brake pedal on, what a difference. I mean, I always keep my highway pegs low on the bar, and all I got to do is just rotate my foot to the brake pedal, and I'm there. So thanks so much for that. Next thing, I mean, you guys may have already talked about it. I am a patron, throwing a little swag your way. Thank you for everything you do. But underwear. I know you guys are laughing. I can hear you. But what do you recommend, you guys? I've test driven everything out there. They either ride up, the seams cut, they get hot, they don't do anything, whatever. Come on, you guys, help us out here. What type of underwear should we be riding for the long haul? Okay? Hey, man, thanks for all you're doing. Be listening all the time. Bye.
Thank you, Fred Tintori. He is a patron member of Law Abiding Biker Media for sending that voicemail. And really appreciate that. lawabidingbiker.com/voicemail. He left that right on his computer using the microphone built in. And it's a service that we offer, and you may make the show. Before we get started, in a nutshell, straight up, I appreciate the question. And I know it seems a little funny, so we'll go around the table. So literally, trip underwear, dude. I straight up wear, actually, I don't even know. I think they're like Adidas, but I do like the... especially like this year, all jokes aside, we're riding, long days, like 8 hours. Popeye's literally live pulling the tag out of his underwear. He's like, shit, I don't have any on.
Oh, wait. Is it front to back?
Free
what
ball
day is it?
Thong. I
like the, whatever they call it, lycra material, like Under Armour. That's how I roll.
The Walmart brand.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Same. I've got Hanes boxer briefs that are like the tight fitting kind that are kind of kind of like you're talking about. It's like a thin material, almost like a Under Armour type of thing.
That's so the kind I like.
Yeah. It doesn't get all sweaty. And if you do start sweating and it dries up pretty quick, once in a while you might get a little sweaty ass syndrome on the bike.
Or mustard ass.
Yeah.
Well, Larry Barnwell says go commando.
Mm-hmm. You can go commando. There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Nothing wrong with that at all. So
little mayonnaise nuts.
There you go. Hey, Bikeaholics, 03D has a wide variety of innovative products for your Harley-Davidson motorcycle. Affordable chrome, lighting, and comfort products. These guys support riders just like you. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store. Check out our full line of 03D products. Oh, yeah. Once you've had Rick Rack, you'll never go back to Ultimate Motorcycle Luggage Rack Solution. Forget those messy straps and bungee cords. Go strapless with a Rick Rack quick attach luggage system and quality bag. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store. Get hooked up now. Going strapless is kind of like going free ball.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, very similar. Mm-hmm. Very similar. Awesome. Got a great live show for you guys. Let's just do it. Hey, Bikeaholics and listeners alike, the show is still going strong because of a lot of hard work and your support, of course. Thanks to all those loyal listeners and true friends of the show that have supported us or are supporting us. For less than a coffee a month, you can help support us too and put a little fuel in the law-abiding biker gas tank to make sure this show keeps moving on down the road. So, calling all law-abiding bikers, head over to our Patreon page and take action today. You can do so at lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, Patreon. Oh, did I mention there's benefits too? From all your friends at lawabidingbiker.com, we appreciate each and every one of you. God bless and ride safe.
Oh, here we go.
Feel it, Popeye.
I'm feeling it, baby.
Give me a second.
Okay, feeling it?
I'm there now.
All right. Welcome back Oh, you
fired up, boys.
freaking bikeaholics. This is the podcast for the motorcycle majority, the Big MM, also known as the
99%ers, baby.
in stereo, large and in charge of the motorcycle scene more than any time in history by being here live, by listening to the podcast, watching the YouTube channel, all that. You are part of what we call the
Biker Revolution, bitches.
Bitches. Nicely done. That's right, guys. Excited to be here. We do have just one question for you before we get started.
What are you waiting for, bikeaholics? Mount up. Let us take you on another wild-ass ride.
Nailed it. That's right. Welcome back. Ryan Erlacher here, your host of the Law Abiding Biker Podcast, and your
High-tech redneck.
Nice.
Getting there.
I'm getting in both cans.
I was waiting for you.
He was. You paused. I was waiting. Oh, welcome, guys. We have an awesome show for you guys. This is an exciting one. You can thank Popeye. He's been lately very involved, and we appreciate him coming down. He has to ride about 2 hours to get down here and then ride 2 hours back, but dedicated to you guys, and I really like him being part of the show. He came up, and him and one of his buddies,
Adam, who we will hear from here. Actually, we may have already heard by the time this batch processes.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I asked him, hey, what would you like to hear from us? And he came up with this topic from us. So this should be a good one. It's
what is
fun.
the topic?
The topic says, what the hell are the best roads we've ridden? And after, 50, 60,000 miles in the last 4 or 5 years, we've got a few ideas of what is good in the western half of the United States.
Maybe
we need some
and North Canada.
And northern, well, not northern Canada, southern Canada.
Or southern Canada, but north of us, yes.
Yeah.
Right.
And this is obviously going to be a good topic for those of you in the live chat, our Patreon members, to be able to interact with us and let us know some of your favorite roads, and especially those ones maybe in the middle of the country, maybe the ones on the East Coast that we haven't ridden yet, and it'll be involved in the biker community.
Nicely done, dude. Straight up, man. Do you see this guy?
Very well done.
Daryl's just looking at him like, what the fuck? Look at. I will not forget to play his song, dude. I don't have a song for Squid, dude. Thanks, Popeye, for being here.
Well, blow me down.
Oh, we don't even have a song for Squid. This is
I'm gonna get like anchors away for you or something.
So many years. Gave my life to the U.S. Navy.
Yeah, dude. And now Squid here is been on the podcast before, right? Squid, introduce yourself a little bit because it's been a minute since you've been on, but he's also ridden quite a distance today, and we appreciate you being here.
About an hour and a half ride it took me to get here. They know me as Squid. I'm a fellow Leo here in Eastern Washington, and I've been involved here about 2 years, thereabouts.
Member of the Sworn Few Motorcycle Club.
Yeah.
What chapter?
Big River chapter. The best chapter.
That's right.
There we go.
There it is.
Away.
His name is Squid, by the way, if you didn't hear that. So
God, this is gonna be a long show, ladies and gentlemen. Long show.
But Squid, he's a good sport. He is involved, obviously, with the Sworn Few MC, and Leo, like you said, and part of the Law Abiding Biker crew. And like I said, I'm very happy to have you back on the show. He brings some great insight, and so
sort of a tech guy.
He is a tech guy. He gets it. I can talk tech stuff with him.
He is the tech dude for the Big River crew.
Exactly.
We don't know shit.
Right.
And I'm a young guy.
That's a big undertaking, dude. That's quite an undertaking.
I'm just old. That's all right.
But yeah, hopefully you guys remember it. I don't remember what the episode was that we talked about, but I've done so many episodes now. But we try to bring in all different people here for you guys because everybody's got a different perspective, and we even bring patron members on, and we're always trying to change it up for you guys. Just to get I don't claim to even be close to know it all. I'm learning as I go here, and I can always learn from other people. So exciting, Squid, for having you. He is in the live chat. What are you coming up as?
Spider-Mo 443.
There you go. Spider-Mo 444 something.
That's gay.
Yeah, you'll know.
Are you in there?
It is not.
Oh, there it is. 443. He just did. Hello, group. So if you guys are chatting and you see Spider-Mo 443, that is Squid. So there you
Why
go.
don't you change it to Squid?
No.
No.
Gay.
Just
Simple. No.
Oh, good. Now, you know what? We this is live. and we're live chatting, and there's no better time to look at Mark Arnold put an anchor. That's nice. Little emoji anchor. There's no better time to become a patron because you get access here to these live events, live chat. We're having fun. You may be listening later in podcast format. Of course, they all come out, but it's sometimes months or many, many weeks before they come out in regular podcast format. And a couple things, just make sure, obviously, you're signed up for that email list at lawabidingbiker.com/live if you're a patron member at that level and you want to get that email. That's one way. Then your patron account, I post it in there. I also post it in the private Facebook group when we're going to go live about a day before. So those are the three ways so you make sure that you don't miss it because it is a benefit. And if you guys didn't know, and you listeners, me and Popeye were talking about this at dinner tonight. If you don't know, even though we do these live, you may miss it live. You still have access to that. If you go into your patron account, it'll be a replay, but you'll still get it and you can watch the whole live video broadcast. It just won't be live, but you can listen, watch. And then of course, like I say, if you're not a patron member, at some point it'll come out in the regular iTunes, the regular podcast on your phone kind of stuff. But some people don't know that. And Popeye brought it up, that they still actually exist in your patron account. So with that said, we do want to thank the following people. And if you want to do this there, Squid, you can thank the first three here. Patron members.
Randy Reiser of Danville, Indiana. Thank you very much. Michael Hurd of Tulsa, Oklahoma. And Jeremy Good of Fort Hood, Texas.
John Ewing of Anchorage, Alaska. Rock Campbell of Quakertown, Pennsylvania. Skylar Adams of Lehigh, Utah. We thank you all.
Very much thanks. lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, Patron. Pledge a certain amount per piece of content. No risk to you because you can set a monthly cap. We understand the family budget. There are benefits. Stickers, t-shirts. You can get in the private Facebook group, get access to these live broadcasts way ahead of time. And all up to top tier patrons get access to our premium videos up on request. So with that said, let's just get right into our main topic. And we are chatting. So we will try to keep, as I see them pop up, if I can. If you guys have some roads, we'll try to save them a little bit and talk a little bit about them at the end. But a lot of our roads may be similar to your roads. And like we said, we've got a lot of experience, as many of you do out there, listeners, and obviously in the live chat here, with riding a lot of miles. And there's so many cool places to see. So Popeye, and if you see something pop up in the chat, either of you, feel free to bring it up. This is an interactive show.
That's what's fun about this one. So we got so many guys who put on a lot of miles. I mean, shit, you got Mark Arnold in here, he rides a shit ton. You got so we got some guys who put on some serious miles who should be able to give us some good feedback on this thing.
Harley Holmes mentioned quite a few highways in California. He must know them very well. I know Highway 4.
Well, why don't we list them?
Yeah, list them real quick.
Tell us what the hell they were. Shit.
He mentioned Highway 395 from Indian Wells to Reno, 120, Highway 4 and 88. Basically, he says any highway in the Sierras, which is awesome.
All right. Thanks, dude. Thanks for paying attention to that
no
chat.
Super chat. Is that what's going on here? No, because they're all patrons.
There is super chat now.
Even Jason Richardson was asking, he says, womp, no super chat.
No, there is super chat. Yeah. I'm looking right at the bottom here. Show your support for Ryan Erlacher. It's at the bottom left-hand corner of a desktop chat window. Is it up on your guys' mobile?
It's on my mobile here. There's a little money symbol down at the bottom.
Yeah, super chat is here, and we appreciate that. If anybody wants to throw a super chat, I know you're all patrons, and we just appreciate that. But certainly, if you threw a super chat, we'll give you a shout out and definitely shout you out for that. So, all right. So here's what we're going to do. Popeye.
Yo.
You listed quite a few. And again, this was one of Popeye and Adam's ideas. And so I'm going to let you start the show.
Hold on. I happen to make a fancy list. I got...
I told you to prepare. You're pretty techie,
you know how techie I am? You guys know how techie I am. So I was camping all weekend. So while I was sitting around the campfire...
With your crayons?
My crayons, and drawing dick pics for you. I came up with a few ideas, and now for those of the patrons here,
is that Evernote? Is that the app Evernote?
This is straight out of the app. Is it? You get this on the App Store, the Apple. What do you guys? Your Apple iStore? Is that what you call it?
Hang on, let me feel this. Let me feel it. Hang on. I got it. What? Okay, right. Hang on. What kind of paper is this, dude? Seriously.
I think that's parchment.
It is parchment paper, dude. Where did you get the parchment paper? Seriously, what the frick, dude?
Sarge gave it to me.
Oh, nice. He didn't give you a stone
from his notebook.
I thought he'd give you a stone. No, this
that he
is
got from
great.
Jesus.
Exactly. That was good shit though. Just sitting around and fucking.
Oh my God, dude.
So
you're going to start a lot of the highways, and we haven't had necessarily a chance to see each other's lists. So I'm actually curious to see. A lot of them, I think, some of them might be the same, and that way we can both talk about them. And then I might have some different ones than you, and then you can pick up too. So you start one. Here's what we'll do.
You fella.
Yeah, you guy over there,
feller. So here's what we'll do. We'll just do a round table, and then we can cross the ones off the list that are the same. Popeye starts
Now,
best highways in our opinion, in our opinion.
right. And here's the thing is obviously you guys might disagree and I don't care. But if you've ridden it, you didn't like it, whatever, hey, that's
say it.
That's just the way to say
And
it. Yeah,
why?
let us
Say
know
why.
in chat. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Tell us on chat. Now here's how I came up with these. For me, it wasn't necessarily maybe even the most scenic of places, but I took into account the road conditions, like potholes, the turns, scenery. So it wasn't just simply looking at, like I said, what the scenery was like for me. I took into account a lot of different shit here to come up with my top 10. So we'll do a Letterman top 10 here.
Nice. I don't have that.
Starting at number 10.
I'm trying to make
because I think
some
starting
notes.
at number 1, starting at number freaking 10 here, and we'll build up to number
Now,
1.
let me tell you
could
this,
start
though.
number 5 and make it different.
And I forgot about that one. The one I'm seeing on yours already is son of a bitch, because that was a good one. That was a good one. That's going to go somewhere up on mine. Anyway, here we go. Where you want me to pause here?
Yeah, I want to ask
Hold
you
on.
a question.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm making a note because I'm copying
sir.
and pasting some.
Yes.
Because the notes are going so fast. So here, let me tell you this. Ask you this. Did you do them in order from best to least? I just did 10. I didn't say which one was best.
I did
okay.
10. For me, I did the 10 from what I thought was the best.
Oh, you did order
to
them.
my least, because it's in my fucking top 10, and I've
Very
ridden
nice.
fucking a shit ton of miles, right? So,
Good.
but I did do it from what I thought was the best to not as best. But like I said, even my number 10, I'd go back and ride the damn road 100 times, if I have the opportunity, because it was a badass ride. I was sitting around, like I said, just talking to the wife. I'm like, shit, how do I come up with freaking 10 of the best roads? That's tough. Anyway, you're going to hear my number 10 and go, Jesus Christ, that's number 10? So, number 10, starting out for me. Here we go. Popeye's top 10.
Nice.
Number 10, Zion National Park in Utah. Now it's my number 10.
Zion National Park.
That's number
I've heard
10
that's
for
very
me.
picturesque.
Now, the thing is that for those of you who have ridden Zion at all, it's badass. You ride into, if you start out the southern end of it, you ride into a canyon. So it's not like you're up on top on some of these other parks. You're actually like up on the rim of something looking down. This one, you ride into the bottom of it, and you're surrounded by basically kind of almost cliffs on each side of you. Cool colors. You got that, what's it, kind of like an orangish rock almost. You see a lot of times, down in Utah,
Like
that
when we
red
rode
rock
through this
color
year,
and stuff.
yeah.
So some pretty cool area, but it's a short distance. It's not a very long ride going through that type of stuff. So it's kind of a real short distance that you ride through that stuff.
Okay.
Try to keep track of chat for us while I'm going
I'm
through
trying
these and
to
see
too.
who's.
Miles Rain says in chat, says 395 on the east side of Three Sierras is a must. Most of it is at 6,000 plus feet. So we'll just throw some of those out. So this is Popeye Zion
Number 9 for
National Park.
Zion National Park. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where's it at again? Sorry.
Zion National Park would be down in the southern part of Utah, I believe.
Yes, you're right.
Yep.
Right there. So I got Google Maps up for whatever we need to pull up, and I'm making a list for the show notes.
Nice.
So I Zion Park number 10.
So
All
now I rode-
I can't add anything because I've never ridden it.
Right. When I rode that, I had ridden down to Laughlin, and on the way back from Laughlin River Run, we went back up through Utah and obviously went through Zion.
Nice, dude.
So anyway, number 9 for me,
All right.
Highway 410 right here in Washington State.
I wondered.
Chinook Pass.
Which is
dude.
beautiful.
Just rode it last weekend. It's not too far out of Ryan's back door here.
It is unbelievable.
It is a badass. Now it kind of skirts Mount Rainier, so you can see, the peak of Mount Rainier. Some people would consider that probably going over Mount Rainier partially, right? Isn't that
Correct.
It's still kind of
Yeah,
Mount
when
Rainier.
you peek off to your left, right, will be off to your left
Off to your-
because that's the way you go to Rainier, right? if you're going to the west.
It would be
when
you north of you, wouldn't it? Or you drop on the south side.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Mount
You're
Rainier.
right. Yeah.
So you drop it on the south side of Mount Rainier. So yeah, it's up to your north. Beautiful highway, and the great thing about this frickin' road, no trucks.
Oh yeah,
because it's basically closed to commercial vehicles unless they're making delivery. But the thing is, there's nowhere to fucking make a delivery up there. So very rarely do you ever hit an 18-wheeler on that road. Beautiful highway. And the nice thing is they just redid the road, maybe 2-3 years ago? So the road is just beautiful. I mean, you're talking nice paved blacktop, beautiful corners. When you drop over the west side of the summit, you really hit some nice steep terrain and some really nice cornering.
There's
great
some
lookouts.
corners when we went through there that week or last week, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, so 410, Popeye, you go through Natchez, look up on the screen. Mm-hmm. You go through Mount Rainier's off to your...
I guess that would be west, isn't it?
Yeah, when it's off to your... No, you're right. You're popping out on the north side of Rainier. It's off to your south. Right. So you look off to the left as Rainier, because if you do the 3-pass ride and you go across, you actually go 165. So yeah, it's kind of off to your left. When you crest 410 at the summit, Chinook Pass, right? Okay.
Yeah, so if you're so when you were at the summit of that, you are on
summit,
you're east. You're on the east side of the summit of Mount Rainier, looking directly over at it.
Yeah, right.
So it's off to your west.
Thank you. Yes, thanks for cleaning that up. Yeah, very nice.
Beautiful ride, though.
It is absolutely beautiful, guys. Just be aware what time of year you go, you can get hit with weather. And that 410 is actually a pass that they close down here locally all winter. And it doesn't open back up in those spring. They have to get plows and all kinds of shit up in there. So even in the summer, it will drop 20 degrees and it'll be 100 in Yakima. It'll be, 70, even 30 degrees up there. And when you're riding this time of year, it can get real fucking cold real quick. And you can even get some light snow even this time of year, huh?
Yep.
It was chilly when we went across the top. I found had my electric gear on and had it turned up. So I was sweating, but it was getting a little chilly up there.
Yeah, we went over last weekend before, something like that. And here we are, we're sitting last weekend of September. So we went over, last weekend or it was a weekend before. I guess it was 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And we got up on top. It was cold as shit. It was 36 degrees. And so that would have been mid-September, 36 degrees going up and over. And I was worried about rain. And we actually got really lucky on that ride. But yeah, it's a beautiful pass. For those of you who live in this area or you want to come up, maybe you're within a few states. If you're coming this way, Highway 410, Chinook Pass, badass ride. And the other thing you can do is kind of what Ryan was alluding there to. They call it like the 3-pass ride where you go up, you start on Highway, what's White Pass?
Highway 12.
Mm-hmm. So you start on Highway 12 and then you hit 123. Highway 123.
Yep.
And that is that Cayuse Pass? Is that what they actually call that?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure though. Yeah.
So
okay.
Yeah, it's Highway 123 Cayuse Pass, and that takes you over to Highway 410, and then you can ride Highway 410 over. So you can hit all 3 of those passes. All of them are pretty badass to ride through there.
Gary Jackson says Beartooth Highway and Chief Joseph Highway, which is coming up, was awesome. Montana and Wyoming. Eric Showers, USS George Bancroft, SSBN 643G.
That's one of our. We were having a little conversation.
Oh, you were okay.
About
sorry,
my previous life.
Okay, I was just looking at that going. I don't even. Okay, now that makes sense. I'm like, that's not a highway. What the fuck? Okay.
Well, it's sort of a highway.
Okay, it's sort of okay. Gotcha. Devil's Highway 666. Now 191 in Eastern Arizona, and I'm trying to remember who said that. That was Barrett Hensley. So there you go. Just want to give some shout outs. So all right, Popeye, good. 410, good pick, dude. And I should have picked it, but I was like, should I do local stuff or other stuff?
See, that was my thing.
No, dude, you're right.
I'm like, we have such great riding here in the Northwest, and a lot of times I think we kind of forget
spoiled
about it because we ride it all the damn time. And so, like, we go ride Highway 410, Highway 410 again. I guess we'll go ride it. Fuck, But if I brought you to this area, that would probably be the first place I took you to.
But I'll tell you,
if you showed up on the doorstep tomorrow, right here at Law Abiding Biker frickin' Media. Hey, let's go on a ride. What's the best ride you could take us on? Right out of here, I think Chinook Pass would be the closest thing that we could hit. That would be the best ride in the area. And we're just, like I said, we're just blessed in this area. We have tons of mountains. We have tons of mountain passes that we can go ride. And so I'm like, well, shit, we've ridden almost every state west of the Mississippi.
Right.
but we got some great riding right here in this area, and it's hard to beat.
Great riding on both sides of the mountains. I mean, you can go out to the coast and get through rainforest out near Forks.
Run near 101 down the coast.
And it's just gorgeous.
We are in the Northwest. We are so blessed. And people see my documentaries and vlogs and stuff, and we'll get comments like that all the time. Just going, my God, you guys have like unbelievable, like the beauty of that. And I sit back and I have to think, you know what? We probably live in one of the best places to ride motorcycles in the world, really right out our back door. The canyon, right out my back door.
Oh yeah. We were just having that discussion there at dinner tonight, kind of said, hey, you got an awesome little gem right in your hip pocket. Be able to bomb out of here 2 miles away and go ride the Yakima Canyon.
Big old canyons, windy roads all along a river. It's just
great
unbelievable.
scenery in the summertime.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful scenery.
Oh, yeah. A lot of good scenery down there.
A lot of floaters.
Yes, indeed.
I get flashed.
And the reason what's so nice about the scenery is obviously what we're talking about is you got College Town right down the road.
Yeah, exactly.
Right down the street,
scenery.
right down the road.
They make it down to the canyon. I'm not going to lie to you.
Just adds to the scenery.
Riding the
Scenery's-
panty dropper does its job.
Yeah.
Scenery's adding to the scenery.
Just
All right.
Next.
I'm on number 8 here. Lolo Pass, Highway 12.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Outside of Idaho, in Idaho is kind of outside of, it's on the east side of Lewiston, Idaho.
Totally forgot about that.
Now we took off, we did this road heading out to Sturgis, 3-4 years ago?
Yes, and I forgot about it.
And
Good
it was
one.
hot as shit, right? We entered into Lolo and fuck, it's like 100 plus that day. And what's so nice is that Lolo drops you along the river, and I don't know what freaking river it is, but it drops you along this river, and you parallel this river for miles and miles. And man, it must have dropped the temp 15, 20 degrees. And then by the time you kind of start getting back in there a ways, then you really start climbing. And if I remember right, I think we got up to tree line on that pass. I mean, that's a pretty high one too.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we did.
Beautiful, nice curving roads on both sides of it, on both the east and the west side of the summit. From what I remember, were some great roads, not a lot of truck traffic. Truck traffic's always the one that kind of turns me off. You damn it, Russell Roberts, you really fuck us.
You're not in there tonight.
Yeah,
yes, he is. Yes, he is.
yeah.
Hey, Russell.
Yeah,
You just gotta stay to the
freaking
side.
snow, man. You start freaking those 18-wheelers going
I'm
down the road.
giving you a heart,
really
bro.
screw you.
Because Papa ain't going to give you any love. So,
But,
I'm giving him a heart, dude. All
Yeah,
right.
we love snowmen. But
Jesus Christ. Just a jackwagon.
Yep. But so it's nice, yeah. And whenever you can get on roads that freaking, you can get away from those guys, yeah, it's pretty badass. So, yeah, good time there. Lolo Pass, Highway 12, like I said, outside Idaho, or in Idaho, outside of Lewiston, Idaho.
Totally agree. Glad you brought that up. Brings back good memories, dude. See, I forgot.
Yeah.
All right.
Number seven for me.
Wait, we did 8. So we got Zion. 10 is Zion. We got Highway 410 is number 9.
You can't read a scribble.
Lolo Pass is number 8.
Yep, number 7.
Okay.
Number 7 for me, once again, another local, and I don't think you've done it. You know which one that'd be?
It's up north.
It is.
I know what you're going to talk about, but I can't think of it.
North Cascades Highway.
Yeah, I don't think I've done that,
Yeah.
dude. You guys have never
Highway
taken
20. Remember, we were going to take you years ago.
And my tire
probably
went bad.
5-6 years ago, and you blew a tire.
Totally right.
Just north of my house. We jumped out to pass, and all of a sudden your tire freaking must have thrown, a screw or nail or something that was in there.
That was my
Maybe
Wide
the extra
Glide.
torque. No.
It wasn't? Oh, no, was it my Black Street? No, it was my White
It
Glide.
was probably your black. No, it wasn't your White Glide.
Okay.
You had
You're
your Street Glide ever
My
since I've
black.
been riding with you. So this was like 6 years ago or something.
Yep, you're right.
And you jumped out the pass, and all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, we got to pull over, and you fucked the whole day for us.
Pretty much did. Not going to lie to you.
We had to get a trailer. Get you
We were
towed
going to
back
ride
to,
that.
Yeah,
now I need
get
to
you towed
ride
back.
that.
Badass. Yeah. So I said
Add
that
it to
for
the
me
list for
is
next year.
Yeah, that for me is number 7 right here in Washington State, and that's when you get on it.
And that's in Chelan County, right?
No, Okanagan County probably.
Okanagan, okay.
Probably Okanagan County. Now you get up. It's fairly far north. It's up in the northern half, kind of Washington State. So it's once again, it's one of those passes that you're got to come to this area, and it's a trip that you're going to have to make coming to here, because obviously, I mean, it's a venture in itself. Even if you're from like southern Washington or some shit, it's a trek. For a lot of people who don't put on the miles that we do, to just go up there. I mean, it's a long ride just to get up there for some folks, but beautiful. It climbs.
I hear a lot of guys talk about it.
I think it's about 6,500 feet off the top of my head. And it is another one of those seasonal passes. They close it down.
They close in the winter. They close it in the wintertime.
Yep. Yeah. So they close it in the wintertime, and usually probably into October, first part of November, some shit is when they shut it down. But beautiful pass once again. And the first time I rode it, I remember I might have drove it the first time I ever went over it. But you start going up, and I remember thinking, all right, this must, this is the summit. Oh no, haven't even got to the summit yet. And then it really starts to climb. So, I mean, it fucking climbs, and it gets up there, and you're above, above the big tree line. Beautiful road. Once again, hardly any truck traffic. And
how far is that out your back door? How long does it take to get there for you to where it will be the good part of that?
About 2 hours.
Okay, so it's so
it's a good run for me because basically Winthrop, if you folks ever come up here into this area, or for those of you who are listening to this and think shit, would be some good rides for me to go around out my back door, and you haven't done this one. Winthrop is a badass town. Now you can kind of do it one of two ways, especially if you live on the west side of the state. Is if you want to do like a 2-day run. Let's say you lived in the Seattle area, you take off going north. And you head up over Highway 20, North Cascades. Maybe you drop off in Winthrop and stay the night in Winthrop. It's it's like an old western town. They got wooden boardwalks. And
we did that on our way to Canada trip, right?
That was in Republic.
That was Republic. That's what I was mixing it up.
That's
with.
Republic.
Not Winthrop. That's Republic. Yeah, similar.
Not really.
Not really. Okay.
No,
just straight up.
Republic is like that because that's the way it is. Still,
I track.
This is a theme, kind of like Leavenworth, where it's Bavarian on purpose. This is almost more of a theme that the town's probably got. Well,
and
it does
so it's
definitely have
kept
more
up
money
that
than
way
Republic.
on purpose.
Yeah, it's kept up that
Republic
way, but it's
just
nice.
Like they just haven't updated.
Just happened.
Yeah. So it's a cool, it's a cool town. It'd be a nice spot to frickin' stop into and stay the night, with the wife and have some beers or whatever. Huh?
I need to do that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And the other one that I've done is, since I live in Eastern Washington, is I go the other way. I went over it last year before, something like that, with my wife and a buddy, and we went over, caught a ferry out of Coupeville into Port Townsend, and then stayed the night in Port Townsend. Had beers and shit in Port Townsend that night, and then we rode all the way out to the Washington coast and rode 101 all the way down to Astoria, Oregon. Stayed in Astoria the next night, and then came back towards home, and we actually did one of the rides I was just talking about of coming up over the 3 passes. We rode White Pass, Highway 12.
Yep.
And then we rode over to 123.
It's called the 3 pass ride is what we call it locally.
Yep. And then over to Chinook Pass, 410. So the 3 pass ride.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was a badass, that was a nice big trip.
I want to throw some shouts out to patrons here. Bob Dawson says, short, relaxing, low traffic Highway 821, which is the Canyon Road, which we just talked about. Yes, runs between Yakima and Ellensburg. Let's see. Popeye, Ross Tomes says, Popeye, don't drink too many beers. You might want to be Supreme Court judge one day.
Too late for that.
Yeah. That's at least a Popeye's problem.
You don't got to dig too fucking deep if you want to find some dirt on me.
There would definitely be an FBI
open
investigation.
the closet door, take a look inside, and then you'll change your mind.
Yeah.
Bob Dawson says, I try to be the first person on my bike to cross Chinook Highway 123 when they finish plowing the open gate. Open the gate. Nice, Bob.
Brave.
No shit. That's
Bob Dawson.
cold.
Bob Dawson's local. We're going to have to try to do that together one day, brother.
Well, I've ridden through, I came through not too long after they had opened up Glacier National Park, and you have snow on each side of you, and that was cold as shit. So I can't imagine going up over that pass.
Dude, when they first opened.
Oh, God. Just because you're basically riding through a damn freezer. You got ice on each side of you and riding through. They're cold as shit. So
Bob Dawson says
crazy
Highway
bastard.
20, Highway 20 rocks. He says, yes, you were going to say something there, Squid?
Oh, the Cascade Loop, that Highway 20 ride is part of the Cascade.
Is that
Cascade
what it
Loop.
is?
Yeah.
Nice. Thanks for cleaning that up.
Little 400-mile ride if you're into it.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right.
Good stuff.
Popeye number 6.
All right, here we are. We're getting a little higher on the list now. This is a recent one that we just did. Pretty badass. The $1 Million Highway in Colorado.
That was one of mine, you bastard.
Yeah.
I knew it.
That's a good one. And I don't have the number for you. Do you have the number
6
of what number 6?
That's your number 6.
No. I'm talking about the highway. What route is it? Yeah, it is my number 6. You're right.
So let's scroll down. I got it on here somewhere.
There was. You went beyond it.
Did I go beyond?
Yep. Shit, you went again.
No, geez.
Going too fucking fast.
So
you don't have it.
We did
you don't
this.
have it.
I don't have the highway number. Let's
no,
look it
you
up.
don't.
All right, you guys all have Google machines. You'll be able to Google it.
Yes,
actually,
exactly.
Ryan's going to pull it up for you here.
Yeah.
So the $1 Million Highway, crazy shit, right? So you get into there and Ryan will be able to add to this. Squid won't because he decided to blow out both of his knees at the same time. So he had to forfeit his ride.
Wait. Pump the brakes.
See you in the chief's office?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Got down on the Chiefs floor, blew the knees out. We were really going at it.
One for me.
Valiant effort. If when you blow both your knees out, that is a valiant effort.
Doctor said I did
Hey, he
a
just got
damn
his
good
Captain
job.
bars. Did you notice?
Did what?
He's wearing Captain bars now.
Oh,
Worked.
Check.
All right. What was I doing? Oh, yeah.
You're
okay.
looking for what number $1 Million Highway was.
Yeah, so the $1 Million Highway, I do have some notes, and then I'll get the highway number. But you can go in either way. We went in from Durango, Colorado, right? We started on the Durango, Colorado side, and we ended up in Ouray, Colorado. Is kind of the end of it, basically. And we will look here.
Now, we were a couple of those towns along with Silverton. Silverton was a cool town. Where did we have lunch? I know we've talked about all this on the podcast before. Ouray?
That was Ouray.
So
that was that little town where we flew the drone and stuff.
And boy, when Ryan brings out this video, and it's going to take some time, obviously. He's got so much goddamn footage from this summer's trip. But in Ouray, he has some badass footage. And along the $1 Million Highway,
Popeye was my backup.
Badass footage.
Watching me and guiding me.
So, was he your security?
He was my security.
Yeah,
this time.
He got me to try to do it.
And I did.
He pumped me to try to do it, and we didn't know if we were going to be able to see it because of screen. And then we finally were like, "That's it." So
we've
cool.
told this story before, but we'll tell it again for those who haven't heard it. So it's pretty funny. So we're in Ouray and we're at lunch, and I see somebody looking up at across at this huge cliff, right? And I'm like, "What the hell are they looking at?" And kind of pointing and shit. It takes a while, but you can pick out an American flag. And this damn thing was like, what would you say it was, 2,000 foot up from the drone?
God, yeah, dude.
So from the floor of the valley was 2,000 feet up. And not to mention, it was
probably not that high, but it was up above, somewhere around, I'm guessing, 1,500, yeah, somewhere.
And then it's windy as shit. I mean, the flag is
high.
standing straight out. And that's what makes it such a badass shot, right? Is because the flag is standing straight out. And he's, Ryan's over there pussy, and he's like, I don't know if I can get up there. Just give me high wind warnings. I'm like, this is for fucking America.
I was willing to lose the drone. I was thinking I was going to lose the drone because it was
lose
risque.
a drone for America. But yeah, he's putting up there. He's like, all right, fuck. You can see he's nervous. I'm like, it's for fucking America. Go for it. And so he does. He's like, all right. And he even says, he goes, okay, this is for America.
If we lose it, we lose it.
Yeah, but flies that thing in there and badass shots. And once he peels back from it, you can see just how massive the area is and how big this wall is and stuff that he's on. But I mean, just freaking beautiful area.
It's probably going to open. We've talked about that. It's probably going to open the documentary.
Huge
just a
rock
pull
face.
out reveal shot.
Little tearjerker.
Yeah, exactly.
It is. Yeah. And as I say, it's just an awesome area. Huge rock face in there, but coming over, great turns. Again, I don't know if we saw a truck on that road. Did we?
Dude, no, it was amazing. Absolutely amazing. And here's the thing. After riding our Midwest trip, and I love riding Midwest, so all of you guys already told you that on those episodes, because I like riding everywhere, and it's a different environment.
Something different to see of America.
Exactly. And I'll ride it again. I don't care. I love it. But it was nice to get back into, after so many days of 100-degree heat, riding 8, 9, 11 hours a day, straight roads. It was nice to get back into mountainous, rocks and the fresh air. And I was just like, oh, that was just,
man. And when it's 105 degrees, like when we were going through New Mexico, Texas and stuff like that, that weather just beats the hell out of you. And you can, we're going up through the mountain here and it's 80, 75.
Yeah.
You can ride all day long in that. When you get to where you're going, you're just refreshed. You feel good getting off the bike. Shit, when I get off and I'm riding in 100-degree weather all day, I'm beat. I'm freaking beat.
And we can thank Russell Roberts for
Highway 550. Yeah.
Oh, did he say
Russell.
that? Good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good job.
Thanks for shouting out. Very good.
Snowman's
Popeye.
been everywhere. He's like freaking...
he knows.
Well, it's like
knows.
Johnny Cash song, I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere. Cross the deserts there, man. Breathe the mountain there, man.
Handle this, Popeye.
Hey, Bikeaholics, searching for a new or exciting motorcycle products? Cyril 3D has just what you are looking for. Check out their wide variety of innovative products for Harley-Davidson motorcycles. Cyril 3D's got your back with chrome and black lighting and comfort products. No modifying, cutting, grinding, or welding for an easy installation. That equals less time installing and more time riding. Cyril 3D has a design team with over 40 years of experience with a passion for design and innovation. These guys are bikers and care about bikers just like you. They pride themselves on great customer service. Got a question? Get in touch with them via email, sales@cyril3d.com, or give them a call at 715-808-0027. Zero 3D is distributed in the United States by Drag Specialties, in Europe by Part Europe and Zodiac, and in Asia by Twin Art. Check out your local Harley dealership and ask for Zero 3D products. Better yet, help support us here and head over to the Law-Abiding Biker store and check out our full line of Zero 3D products.
Nicely done. All right. So
You surprised me on that one. I was like,
I did.
Do what?
I started right. You weren't even expecting it, dude.
Gotcha.
Number 5 for Popeye.
Number 5
So
for
we had
this
$1 Million
frickin' guy.
Highway as the same. That's the only one we've had.
Oh, shit. I fucked it up. I forgot to go and look. You might be able to help me out. Both you guys are on this one. John Patton, John Lister took us on this ride a couple years ago.
Fudge.
During a...
It was on. They're not on my list, but I was thinking about it.
During a Patreon ride.
The beverage stop.
The beverage stop.
Yeah.
What was the name of the road? I thought it was Highway 3, but I think I am wrong on that. We should be able to find it.
Russell Roberts
on
might
Google.
remember.
Yeah, Russell Roberts was there. Mark was there.
Let's reach
Come
out.
on, boy.
to-
Highway 40. There it is.
the
Mark
chat.
Arnold. You got to love the patrons.
I know, dude.
Coming through at no time at all. He's right on Highway
look at Russell
40
Roberts.
North.
Thank
Yep.
Jesus, both of them.
Yep.
Both of them, Mark Arnold and Russell Roberts. You
We
guys
need to
are
give
rough.
Mark Arnold we need to get him a nickname. He's always around. He's ridden with us a bunch now.
Ask Russell Roberts if he wants you to give Mark Arnold a nickname.
Mark
Russell Roberts, you
Mark
don't want a
Arnold
nickname.
might not.
You don't want a nickname.
You might not like it.
Straight up,
Yeah,
dude.
he's regretting it.
I'm just saying, dude.
Yeah, Highway 40. Oh, shit.
So is that
It
on
was
your list? Is that number
awesome.
5?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was
You just-
that was number 5 for me. Badass. I mean, here's that local knowledge again that we've talked about, right? You can
It'll
take
be
a
in
guy like-
Alberta, Canada.
Yeah, Alberta, Canada. So
Yep.
it's like if I brought you into this area, hey, Popeye, what would be the best freaking ride that we can go on today? And, oh shit, I got a couple. So yeah, meeting Patreons,
That was so cool.
and they take us on the
Bad advice, Russell says.
Russell sidetrack.
I saw you looking at the chat. I'm like, oh yeah, he got you.
Yeah. So no, your nickname is not Miles, Mark.
Mark just
You can't name yourself. Can't name yourself.
Popeye loves naming people. It's just
the rock walls when we're out going on the roadway was it was impressive.
it was gorgeous.
I had a hard time riding my bike because I wanted to look.
Yep.
And then there was the goat that was
goat.
licking the
Oh, you
pavement.
got to watch out
licking
for
the
fucking
paint.
wildlife.
He was eating
Licking
something.
paint.
Goat roadkill off the.
That must have been some good whatever he was licking because he didn't give a shit about getting out of the road for us. We're going by him and loud Harley pipes, and he didn't care. He just
Could care
sits right
less.
there.
Just licking away.
Yeah.
Oh man, that
Okay.
was awesome.
Same thing that I'd keep doing, just keep licking away.
Just keep
You boys
licking.
want to watch? You can watch. I'm gonna keep licking away though.
That's right. Don't bug me. I'm busy licking.
Go ahead and lick. Go ahead and watch. Yeah.
There's a better road. Russell says there's a better road than Highway 40 at the Icefield Parkway.
Now, Bones just did that one. See, now we've talked
no
about
shit.
that. Yep, we talked about that on the podcast when we did our trip podcast, and we had to go cruising by it because we ran from Calgary to you guys stopped in Kelowna. Me and Squid went all the way back home that day, so it was a full day riding. We didn't stop at the ice fields. Bones ran up. Bones is in the sworn few as well. And he's a full LEO, full patch member.
Never been on the
here at
mic.
Sworn Few. Never been on the mic. Never seen him. We've talked about him here many times. But him and his wife ran up there this year and did the ice fields. And he says, badass. Now that crazy son of a bitch, he went was it early June? Wasn't it something like that? It was early June. I couldn't believe it because I'm going, geez, dude, he said it was cold as shit.
And this is in Alberta?
Yeah. So it's right outside of Banff. And there were signs for it for the ice fields or whatever, and so it's right in that area, and it is supposed to be super. And yeah,
Next time we go back, we got to hit that Popeye. Remember that shit.
Yeah, Snowman Russell Roberts is saying that John Lister took him on that road the day after the Patreon ride.
Remember him mentioning that. That's right.
Well, even Banff was beautiful when the sun coming up.
Yeah, it's Highway 1.
Oh man, I lost my noodle on that because it was just so beautiful.
Wasn't that cool? Yeah, because me and Squid on that ride, we took off ahead of the group because me and him were bombing all the way back home. We both had things to get home for. I had some family stuff to get home for. And so we left Calgary early in the morning. It wasn't even light yet when we left Calgary.
It was dark.
Yeah.
But you got the sunlight coming off the mountains once again.
Mike.
Canada was just gorgeous. You could see the sun shining off the gray rocks, and you just picture like, all you need was a hot cup of coffee and
no doubt,
and a warm bagel, and you'd be in heaven.
Yeah.
But instead, riding a motorcycle.
Yep, just like Wyatt Earp said, Russell, who played Wyatt Earp in Tombstone?
Kurt Russell.
We go. You know, there's nothing like seeing the sun coming up over the Rockies.
Yeah.
It was just gorgeous.
Oh, man, just beautiful. Yeah, going through there, and it was nice, big, jagged peaks, huge, open rock faces, and the sun coming up over them. It was kind of cold that morning.
Yeah.
It was cold.
It wasn't kind of cold. It was fucking cold.
It was cold.
Okay. Get it straight.
But going through there, yeah, absolutely beautiful with that sun coming up. And it was nice feeling having the sun finally come up too, because it was fucking cold.
Right, yeah. It's always nice when that orange flame comes up.
Right.
All right, number 4.
Number 4 for me. I'll bet a lot of our patrons in here tonight will remember this, have been there with us. We got a slow start to it because of Bones.
I already know Glacier.
Glacier National Park.
That was one of mine, dude. And
now I've ridden it several times. I've ridden it like 3 times or something like that.
One of my favorites.
Now, the only thing was you got to go back because we got kind of screwed that day because opening day
and everyone was there.
Oh my gosh. I mean, shit. Everyone, everyone and their grandma was there or their in-laws were there.
We got screwed.
Sarge ran into his freaking in-laws at the gate. I mean, what are the odds of that? But
that was our 2007 Canada trip, 2017, sorry.
Yeah.
We stayed in Whitefish, headed out of Whitefish, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
The other time
we got screwed and we didn't get screwed though, Popeye, because number 1, we got screwed because it was opening date. Number 2, we didn't get screwed because it was opening day or we wouldn't have got to do it at all.
Right.
Yeah,
that would have pissed me off.
We weren't supposed to go there that route. Right. That was like a last minute Hail Mary.
Mm-hmm. It opened up that day. Now we got lucky to be able to go through there. But shit, so many people that day. Like every other time I've ever ridden through there, there was not that many
opportunity.
People. Now I got lucky one time, and I told this story I think before on a previous podcast, probably 20 episodes ago or something. Me and LD had rode up to the Calgary Stampede, and one day we went and rode the Going to the Sun Road.
That is the same road, right?
Yep, same road.
Yeah, right. And Russell says that, Going to the Sun.
Yeah, Going to the Sun Road or Glacier National Park. Yep, same thing. And so we were riding over the top of it, and they had construction on the south side of the road, the area of the park that we entered from. And then I could see it up ahead, just a shit ton of traffic, stopped. And I knew if we kept going, we were going to get screwed trying to turn around. We'd have to follow all these assholes coming back up, right? And so I told Rob, I go, turn around. So we turned around right in the middle of the freaking road on our bikes. And man, we had the entire road to ourselves. We're like stopping in the middle of the road, getting off of our bikes, taking pictures and stuff right there in the middle of the road on Going to the Sun Road on the most gorgeous parts of it. It was badass.
Mark Arnold says there was tons of construction when I went through late July this year. Traffic wasn't bad though. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Squid.
All right, so you had the water coming off the ice there.
We had floods across the road because it was still just open. Remember that? It was. You could feel the
nice
mist.
and warm, huh?
No, not really.
That water
I was damp, and I don't mean in a good way.
Jesus. I don't know which way would be good.
All right.
Yeah, pretty badass. So
absolutely bucket list. We'll talk a lot of highways today, different highways, but I'm telling you that one, unfreaking believable. I will have memories to my last days about that road. So, all right. So we're moving on to number 3, right, Popeye?
Number 3.
That was number 4, Glacier National Park.
Yeah.
Number 3.
All right, here we go. We're moving up. For me, number 3, a tough one to get to, especially, for a lot of it's easier for us on the west side of the country here. Going to be harder for people on the East Coast because it's a freaking long ass plane ride. The Big Island of Hawaii.
I wanted to put it on my list so bad, but I knew
Maui,
you would. Oh, the Big
Maui,
Island. The Big Island.
Big Island. Maui didn't even make my list.
It didn't, huh?
No. I even thought about it.
Maybe it was because of the experience with my daughter. That's why I didn't put it, because I was like, maybe it was a bunch of things as far as the road and the scenery. And so the Big Island.
Yeah, the Big Island.
Just riding around at any specific?
The scenery of it, and maybe it's just because you're in Hawaii, it's 80-something degrees.
That's why I was going to put Maui. It's just like perfect. It's like heaven.
You're on, right.
My daughter's on the back with me. We're riding, looking over the ocean, riding around the north side of the island in Maui, and I'm just like, it really was heaven.
Most of the views for me on the Big Island, you had more. You could see more water and stuff, but you went through so many different climates. You're in the desert. you're in the rainforest. You'd hit microclimates, in between everything. It'd start like misting on you, and then it'd clear up. You could you'd get through farms. You go through farms and there's like cattle and shit running around. You come through some small little town, and it's almost felt like, I've never been in Ireland, but that's what I would picture Ireland being like you're way up in the highlands.
I would love to ride that someday too.
Oh, just beautiful, beautiful area. I loved it, and
Absolutely.
not much traffic. Wasn't half the traffic of Maui. That's the only, we've talked about this on a previous podcast once again, is that Maui, to me, I probably won't ever go back to Maui.
Really? See,
It's too many people. It's too busy.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, my only experience on the bike was on Oahu. I got to rent a Road King
Nice.
down in Waikiki, and I rode across. If you've ever been to Oahu, Highway 3 or H3, which goes across the middle, and it goes through this huge rainforest, and there's this huge waterfall, like 200-foot waterfall. You're looking over and you see the water just streaming down. I was like, all right, I want a Harley now.
Dude,
And that was like,
nicely done.
I got to get a Harley.
Yeah.
It didn't have a helmet. Now, they don't let you. They didn't rent the helmet to me.
Right.
But just the experience, just like that warm air hitting in the face, and just the green scenery. And you go to the north side of Oahu, you get the wind, and then stopping for tacos, just tuna tacos. Oh man, I'm in heaven.
I may have a tuna taco later tonight. Just let you knew that
So
was
my other
coming,
half,
dude.
we need to go to Oahu, just so you know.
Nice, dude. Oahu, Maui, the Big Island. I can't compare it because I haven't ridden the Big Island. But with that said, I will throw Maui in there. Unbelievable.
I do have some runners up or honorable mentions that I'll blow through at the end of this too.
Yes. As we come back around, you can blow through those. Get to your number 2.
Number 2 for me, Beartooth Pass.
That was on my
most
list
of us
too.
have ridden that now. Awesome.
Right
awesome.
there.
Gets up to about 11,000 feet, somewhere in that neighborhood. Drops down into Cody, Wyoming. And
2015 Sturgis trip is where we rode that.
Yeah, and badass. I mean,
Northern Wyoming.
I love. We've ridden into Cody a couple times. I think 2 times.
Yep.
And every time the last couple, obviously I ridden it twice, but coming into Cody, like just something about that town, Cody, Wyoming, and you pull into there, and it's just that Western theme, and the
Makes you
mountains
want to
around
be a cowboy.
Oh yeah, exactly. I don't want to be a cowboy, but it's just a beautiful town, cooler and shit. But that is a badass highway. You're up above the tree line, some great roads. If it says, hey, 15-mile-an-hour corner, go 15.
It's one of those roads.
Great freaking road. Beartooth Pass was badass. Hand it to LD because he planned that out to ride our trip out to Sturgis. Badass highway.
Yep, I agree. Beartooth, definitely right up there with Glacier to me. Those two, I don't know why they're comparable, but to me, in my mind, they're very, very comparable. So a must ride. And number one
for me, hands down. This wasn't even a question. I mean, the very first thing, as soon as I went to put down what was my number 1, boom, went down on the paper.
I wrote Glacier first. That's
didn't even have to think about it for me. Number 1, easily, hands down for me, riding from the 101 down to the 1, Northern California.
Nice.
The best turns, the weather, and maybe it was just my mood that day. Awesome.
You're right.
Freaking,
it came up in my mind.
Yeah. Awesome corners, awesome roads. You drop down to the Pacific Ocean.
When we rode to Frisco, right?
Yep.
That was
Big
our
ass
Frisco
waves
trip.
crashing down on the beach. You're on that freaking California coastline.
2014.
Somewhere in there.
It was 14 because Sturgis was 15 and that was the year before.
Yeah. Just absolutely beautiful. The whole, and then I remember that we all talked about everybody that went on that ride. Everybody at that time had said, mile for mile, best ride that they had done to that point in the riding career.
If you get good weather, if you do it in the summer, absolutely, bro. And we can't say yet where we're going for this coming trip in 2019 because it's not finalized, but it may be down. We may be able to take part of that. Maybe not solidified yet.
Not gospel yet.
No, we'll announce that in the spring of 2019, of course, as we will ramp up for our next trip and patron meetup and all that. But maybe that will be part of it. I don't know. Let me look. I'm just looking through comments here. Anything?
Bob Dawson, Avenue of the Giants. I'm not sure about that one.
Where's that at?
Well,
what state is that in?
Let me look it up right here. Avenue of the Giants.
My freaking...
What is it?
Yeah, Avenue of the Giants.
It says Myers Flat, California is what it's coming up. Southern entrance, Redwood let's do this. And then let's.
Oh, that would make sense then. Avenue of the Giants,
550
talking about the redwoods.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
pretty badass.
We
Riding
went
through
through
some of them
that.
redwoods and stuff.
I just didn't know that's what we went through the redwoods. Remember
South
we rode
of
through that
Eureka,
big tree.
South of Eureka in California along Highway 101.
Yeah. Didn't we go through that?
I think so.
Yeah, we did.
That's probably, we rode through like where you can drive
Through
a
the
car
tree.
through the tree. And
Yeah, we
stuff
did
like
all that.
That's probably where it's at. Yeah.
I just didn't realize that was a name. So good. Thanks, Bob Dawson, for bringing that up. All right. Very, very good. Now, were any of those real quick on your list, Squid?
So my list is short because my long distance riding is short.
But were any of those, hang on, were any of those on it?
Yeah.
Glacier, okay. Don't say any that weren't. Any others compete, or are the other ones different?
My 3 are different.
Awesome. Awesome. Very good. So we're going to get into Squids, and then I'm going to do mine. This episode's going well, and we're doing good on time. We're just cranking out the information here, but let's do this real quick. Hey, are you searching? Mm-hmm. Better be searching.
I'm searching.
For the easiest and quickest detachable luggage system for your motorcycle. That's right. Rick Rack has just what you're looking for. Forget all those frustrating straps and bungee cords, guys. They can come loose and slap your paint.
Slap
Don't want
your
that?
paint?
Slap it. Check out one of Rick Rack's awesome quick attach strapless luggage systems. This father-son team designed something really special. Can't find anywhere else. Yep. These guys ride, so they truly understand the needs of bikers. That's right. Rick Rack quick attach system is strong, durable, and secure with a lockable system. Also, check out their full line of quality touring bags to accompany your quick detach system. Once you use Rick Rack,
Never go back.
Never go back. What are you waiting for, bikeaholics? Head over lawbindingbiker.com/store. Check out our full line of Rick Rack systems and bags. You'll definitely want to be rocking one of those if you're running any of the best roads that we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Long days, get to your hotel, less than 10 seconds, your luggage is off and you're running inside so you can get showered up to go have some drinks is what we do. You don't want to be messing around unstrapping shit. All right, Squid, spit.
So my list is really short, and you might not know these roads. One is
Something else is real short too, we've heard.
That was kind of like how he was like referring to the Rick Rack. You'll never go back, and it's like once you go back, you'll never go back.
Oh God! Oh God! All right, Squid, don't put up with that shit.
Whatever's. So when I first bought my Ultra in 16, a friend of mine took me out to Polson, Montana, and we rode around Flathead Lake. And
Flathead Lake. Squid. I'm going to put, go ahead and talk. I'm just putting a list for you.
Flathead Lake. That was a good one.
It just spectacular. You
Where's it in?
That was when we were going outside of Whitefish, Montana. That's what brought us into Whitefish, Montana. Now,
no shit.
The road was kind of bumpy, remember?
Yeah.
But absolutely
Just
beautiful. No traffic.
Gorgeous. Just the lake. It's like just a postcard. It was just a postcard view. If it wasn't for the cold weather, I'd retire out there.
Right? Yeah. No shit.
But something about freezing cold weather and my balls just don't get along.
Flathead Lake, Montana. Very nice.
Yeah, we started cutting up north there, and then we ended up in Whitefish, Montana.
That's right. Good call.
That was a good ride.
We just kind of rode the west side of it here, right?
Yeah.
Part of it.
Yeah, I think that's the area that we were in.
Probably came in right here and bumped up to Whitefish, which is right up there. We're looking at Google Maps for all you listeners. All right. Yeah. Good call, dude.
And then last year when we rode around that South Lake Tahoe.
That was on my list too. So I got
Oops,
to,
sorry.
No, that's what I love. We can't all do, I knew we were going to cross. That's good. South Lake Tahoe. We did that last year on our Reno trip, late 2017. And it was, phenomenal. Yeah.
And just when we went over that little skinny section of roadway,
There's a name
it's
for it.
Sketchy.
Is there?
There is a name. If any of the patrons know the name of that ride, you're going around Tahoe and you come. It's something like the Devil's Back or something like that.
Spine or something like that. And it was really sketchy, but it was just like
you look off both sides. There's no guardrails, nothing, and you're just like, wow. Yeah, good.
Yeah. And, and my last one was just a little riding to a little town called Allen, Washington. Allyn. There's nothing there. But it's just driving through.
That's Highway 101?
104?
Maybe 104. You might be right. 104 is, it's on the west side of
Hood Canal.
Of Hood Canal. Yep.
So that Hood Canal loop.
That's a good one.
Allen, great view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know that very well.
You should.
Because I used to work up in that area. I just never ridden a motorcycle on it.
That's got a Highway 3? I think it must be 3, but it turns in from 104 or something. You're right. I think it is something else, and then it turns into that. So it turns in, see 108 down lower, but it's Highway 3.
It's Highway 3. That's what I remember it being, Highway 3. What are you thinking it is?
It was like 104 or something. If you went north, it might actually be something else.
It's
up
not.
Further
104
north.
is probably down south of Shelton, if I remember right.
Oh, I know what I'm thinking of. Go like Hood Sport.
Hood
over
Sport.
On the others. If you went over to that,
to
the north side.
I know exactly what you're talking
Hood
about.
Sport's over on your left hand side of the screen.
Shelton.
Go north. Shelton. Yep. Go
Hood
north
Sport's
from Shelton.
Right in here, right?
Nope. Go north.
Keep going north.
Yeah. Drag north. See it up on
there it is. 10.
You're at it's the 101. It's on the far left side of the screen, right?
Oh, right over here.
Yeah, Union, Potlatch, Hood Sport, Lillywop. That's all good riding. Come down through there as well.
So I had the numbers wrong, but that's all along.
Because where you're talking about coming down through 3, which you come down through Binion and Allen, and you run back all the way up to.
You can do this
Port
106
Orchard.
too. I used to work this highway right here. 106 is up the east side of Hood Canal, and then you can do the 101 up the west side, and you can.
That'll all be good riding in there.
And 300 down the back side of Hood Canal. It's all beautiful.
Right when I lived over there,
bringing back old memories. I used to work there.
You get stuck behind some freaking trucks in that area.
You might get behind a couple logging trucks, but it's just a gorgeous ride.
Yeah. Which one did you ride? Did you ride up this side 101 or did you ride up the 106 towards Belfair and then you can go into Port Orchard and Bremerton?
Well, I used to live in Port Orchard, so I would take up into 3 and then
it's all 3. Mm-hmm. It's all 3. Yep, it's all 3 because I used to run the shit out of that thing. Okay, cool.
So one thing here real quick, Snowman Russell Roberts says the Blue Ridge Parkway on the East Coast. What state is that in there, Snowman?
Blue Ridge what?
I don't even think you guys even caught.
I didn't. I didn't. Okay, sorry.
I said something about getting stuck behind trucks and on that road.
Russell Roberts.
I said, "Fuck you, Snowman." He writes back, "Fuck you, Popeye."
Dish it back, Russell. Good.
Tennessee, North Carolina, and Virginia. That's the Blue Ridge Parkway. Yeah.
So we want to get to Tennessee. Hood Canal.
Oh, on
Washington?
that.
Hood Canal Loop. Yeah,
for the Hood Canal Loop. I'll do that for the show notes. What else? Yeah, sorry, Papa, you had something?
No, I was just saying that Russell Roberts was talking about the Blue Ridge Parkway on the East Coast, and he says it's Tennessee, North Carolina, and Virginia.
Very, very nice.
And that's a guy who, if you don't know, he runs a ton of miles on, not only on a bike, but in a truck. And so he's seen this.
He has to have seen it all.
Oh, he's seen this great United States of America many times over.
Yes, sir.
Matthew Mackey, Tail of the Dragon. I've heard about that. I've never been out, but I've heard about it.
It's kind of out of our reach right now until we retire, where we can take more time off to get out that far.
Be fun one to go do though. The only thing I wonder about that one, and maybe some of the patrons have ridden it. I just wonder about all the whole sport bike riders that just go ripping through there and around you, because I hear that they just ride like dipshits on there, and they'll be passing and where you can't see anything and just simply crossing their fingers.
Somebody was telling me
crossing on your side of the road.
Yes. Yeah. Coming around a corner hot and sliding into your lane. There's a lot of shit that goes on there.
Yeah.
Somebody was telling me now too, I don't know if it's true, if you guys know in the community, somebody was saying they have cameras at the beginning and the end now, and they'll see you go in, and if you make it in a certain amount of time, you're obviously hauling ass, and they'll mail you a ticket. Get your license on the way out and go, no, you can't, just stopwatch.
Yeah.
Couldn't have made it that fast. If you did, you were fucking hauling ass.
Right.
I don't know if that's true.
Well, if so, the man has to make his money somehow.
Exactly. Got to make the money. Yeah. The Dragon is a short ride with 311 turns, says Russell Roberts. A lot of riders are kneeing the curves.
Yeah. Wow. Sport bike riders. Yep. Yeah. And like I said, it just takes one little slip for them to come over into your lane too.
No doubt. What else, Squid, do you have for another one? Or
those are mine. Okay. I have many that I want to do though.
Okay. Well, that's what it's all about. That's what we're going to keep doing.
Russell Roberts says that's
Revolution.
Not true about your freaking...
Oh, okay, it's not true. So what I heard...
Fake news.
All right, fake news.
CNN
fake
news.
Yep. Fake news for sure. Thanks, Russell, for letting me know that. All right, so let me go into my list, and we will wrap this thing up. And I'm going to do show notes on all this, guys, of everything that was mentioned in here. I'll at least, that's why I'm making a list as we go along. So lawabidingbiker.com/whatever episode number, if you're listening in podcast format later, whatever, and you want to pull over, you want to pull the show notes back up, if we mention one, you're like, yep, I need to ride that. If it's something we said, you can get a list of them. So let me wet my whistle and we'll go.
All right. Wetted.
Damp.
All right.
Damp.
I don't know if that's damp. That was damp. You're right. Just damp. All right. So I'm going to skip over the ones. We only hit on two. The two that you said, Popeye, that I agreed with: $1 Million Highway, Beartooth Pass, and you, Squid, said South Lake Tahoe. So those are three that I can take off my list. So the first two, look at the first two were those. And then here's one that you might remember: Highway 3A in BC, Canada, on our BC trip in 2017. It is, if not number one, right close to number one. Unbelievable highway. So we rode to it's Kootenay Lake Ferry. It's Kootenay Lake, actually. And we stayed in Nelson, BC. We got up in the morning from Nelson, BC, and you ride a little ways, and then you get on the Kootenay Lake Ferry, okay? And really the best part of the ride starts after you cross. So you cross Kootenay Lake, and you ramp off the ferry, and that is when it starts. And 3A, you ride along the lake, and it's curvy.
Well, it starts if you go from south to north, but if you go from north to south, then you're already on.
Right. Yeah, right. True. We started from Nelson, though. We started from the south, right? Okay. True. Depending on what you way ride it. But the way we rode it, get off the ferry, and bam, all the way into Creston, BC is where we stopped for lunch. I could ride that thing over and over. It's got different corners, different diminishing radius corners. It's got the lake. It's got the trees. Popeye lost his linkage on that one, remember?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Always a memory.
Always a memory.
Had to duct tape it and freaking zip tie it back together.
Zip tie it, yep, till we could get the parts.
Badass road.
It is. And the weather we had and crossing the ferry. Anyways, I'm telling you, Highway 3A, BC, Canada, guys. It better be on your bucket list, and at least one of the top 5 is what I'll tell you. Anything to say on that before I move on?
Yeah. The first time I rode that, I was on my Springer. You're going to drag a lot more.
Oh, yeah.
And LD had his 110 then, his Street Glide. And so, he's like, why don't you keep up? I'm like, I'm riding a freaking 88 Springer, 88 cubic inch, not an 88 of the bikes in 02. Right. But Russell Roberts just said bikes get on the ferry first, and then it's balls to the wall, north to south.
Nice.
And back in that day, we were riding a little bit quicker than we were on this trip. And especially when you get a group, you can't ride quite as hard. But I can tell you, I probably lost quite a bit of floorboard on my Springer going through that road because I was dragging a lot.
I bet you did.
Yeah, it was fun. Nice. It was a good road.
And you're right. They are good about that on the ferry, letting bikes on first so you can get off first. Some of the locals did tell me, and I talked about it in the documentary. Some of the, if you haven't seen our Canada documentary, you need to go over to the YouTube channel and look up Canada documentary. It shows a lot of the stuff we're talking about, but be careful. There can be gravel in places. Sometimes it rains hard up there and it'll wash gravel over the corners. But the day we went, we didn't have any problem with that at all. Mm-hmm. And it was just smooth sailing. So if there's nothing else to say on that, I'm going to move on.
Move on.
Okay. Highway 89. This isn't going to ring a bell to a lot of you, but it was a little gem that we found when we took our Colorado trip back in 2016, just me, Indian John, and Sturgis Jeff. And we stayed in Logan, Utah, which is a really, really just serene little town with a huge or a beautiful backdrop. We went over, we got up that morning. It was a beautiful morning. It's twisty. It's not the longest road, but it was a gem we found. We hadn't heard of it, and we just got lucky. And we went, it crests kind of at a peak, and you come up over the top, and there's a lookout, and you can look over Bear Lake, which is at Garden City, Utah. And Bear Lake is just beautiful. And then you crest and you drop down. Beautiful switchback. I mean, total, it's just drop in altitude, and there's switchback corners. And you drop down into Garden City, just absolutely beautiful. Again, Highway 89, little gem coming out of Logan, Utah. All right. If there's nothing else, I'm going to move on. You already said that one, Lake Tahoe, that was. So one of my favorites on my list was Virginia City, Nevada.
That was badass.
It was badass.
Oh, man, that hurt.
It hurt because you had a rough night the night before.
That hurt.
The highway doesn't hurt, but what happened you do the night before can hurt.
Yeah.
You may or may not see Squid on the documentary the next morning coming down in the elevator. Reno trip 2017. We came out of Reno. Really cool road riding up from Reno into there. But I want to mention this. If you go to Virginia City, it's a little gem that a lot of people don't know about it. Shout out Jonathan Holland. He found this little gem and talked to somebody. So when you leave Virginia City, if you look at Google Maps, if you have a time, look on the left, or it depends which way you're going out of Virginia City, but you want to come out of Virginia City, look for it's called Highway 79, and it's called 6 Mile Canyon Road, and it drops you out of Virginia City. It kind of goes in the opposite direction of Reno, but it's okay because it's 6 miles.
Yeah,
and it's
badass.
Just canyons and curves, and it was awesome. And then you can cut back up to Reno. So look for Highway 79, 6 Mile Canyon Road. That is definitely one that you want to hit. So anything else on that, guys?
No, that was a good one. A lot of good turns and stuff. And they filmed some old Western in that area.
Oh, no shit?
That was in the town.
Well, they did in Virginia City, but they had a big set that was set up somewhere down there on that 6 Mile Road. And I can't remember.
I don't remember.
Sarge was talking about it, but yeah, one of them old Western shows.
Was he like a cast member in it?
Probably.
And just a cool city, Virginia City within itself to visit for, spend 3 hours there, get some beer and food, look around. It's very, very cool. All right. So, next is, Jackson, Wyoming. I love riding that Colorado trip, 2016.
That was a good one.
Came in from the south, Highway 181, which then turns to 89. Of course, once you're in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, you can continue on Highway 89 north to see the Grand Tetons, which is you got to do it. You got to ride on a beautiful day with those off to your, off to your side, the Grand Tetons. And then, of course, you can run Yellowstone north of Jackson Hole, Wyoming. So you guys, if you haven't ridden that area, Jackson Hole, and just that city, we're not talking about roads, but that city is a badass party town. Straight up fun for bikers.
Yeah, it was a cool place.
All right, here's one from Sturgis trip 2015, Pigtail Highway 16A. Remember that one?
I do. Yes, that is. Now, we never hit Needles Highway, did we?
I'm trying to remember this too. I was mulling it over.
Yeah.
Let me bring it up.
And see, I wasn't sure which one we were on, but was that the one that we got stuck behind that slow ass dude? Tons of corners. And it's actually the one, like if we're going the opposite direction, when you came through the tunnel,
trying to figure it out.
You're looking directly at Mount Rushmore. Remember that one?
Yeah, that's the 16A.
Okay, that's a badass road.
It is. It's the 16A. So that now that you said that, when you go through that tunnel and you see Rushmore, they set the highway up that way.
Right.
Yeah. So if you get to do that and hit the pigtail, bridges, basically where the highway reps to gain elevation, reps back over itself is what a pigtail highway is. Yeah, it's a great ride. When it's not Sturgis time, it'd be even better.
Shit, that was the problem. We got stuck behind some guy who couldn't ride worth his shit. And, I was kind of wanting to go faster than he was. But just to take those corners, and god dang, it was hard to stand up because the guy was going so freaking slow. Your bike wanted to lay over.
Yes, very true. And I'm trying to look here, Popeye, as we're speaking.
Looking for needles or something?
Did I label that right? Pigtail Highway 16A, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you label it right.
Yeah, I did label it right. So, outside of Sturgis, and actually it's south of Rapid City, which is where we were staying. But you can see this highway, 16AC Custer. It goes through Custer over to Custer State Park. But yeah, and if I zoom in, you can really see some of the detail and the different curves and all that kind of stuff. That's a really windy highway. So, yep, there you go. Enough said about that. Last on my list, I had to end it somewhere. 2014 California trip. We rode Yosemite National Park.
That's Half Dome, right? Yosemite, and that we're we're Half Dome at, and that we're in Yosemite. Or is what national park is that in? Oh shit! Somebody will come up with it here on chat.
Yeah,
Half Dome is in what national park? I can't remember if it's in Yosemite or if that is in Tetons.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember too.
I think it's Yosemite.
Half Dome
Yosemite, okay.
is a granite dome at the eastern end of Yosemite.
Badass ride going down into that canyon, huh?
Yeah, dude.
And you're just dropping down into there the whole time. Badass. That's a good ride.
It really was. It really was. Awesome. It's 41 from Fresno to Yosemite. So Harley Holmes says, very cool. Yeah, and Russell says Half Dome is. Let's see. I'm just scrolling through the comments. You guys have been awesome in here.
Let me give you some of my honorable mentions here real quick.
These didn't make the list, but
didn't make the list.
Good
but
way to wrap up the show, dude.
And it was hard to freaking not throw this one in there. Golden Gate Bridge, riding over there. That was one coming over there. I'm not riding in San Fran when we were there, hotter and shit. You got hills to deal with, but coming over the Golden Gate
I still liked it.
Americana, and I'm like,
yeah, baby,
I've made it, man. I've made it. And you're rolling up over that thing. You're side by side with your buddy coming up over to the freaking Golden Gate Bridge. Bad ass.
Did you have the fog rolling in under the Golden Gate?
No, we didn't. It was blue sky and beautiful. Another one that was on my bucket list forever, and I got to do it. In fact, I got to do it day and night, and absolutely badass. The Vegas Strip. For whatever reason, I wanted to do it, and I got to ride the Vegas Strip, and that was cool as shit.
Golden Gate Bridge, dude. Riding Vegas. I got to put this on my notes. Hang on. I got to do this on my notes.
Fuck yeah!
Where are my notes?
Yeah.
All right. So that was the Vegas Strip.
Vegas Strip, and then next one, Oatman, Arizona. That was a badass one. That goes right through Route 66 area. Oatman, Arizona, pretty badass. Sedona, Arizona. Sedona, cooler and shit. You get the red rocks up there and stuff. Cool as hell.
Okay, hang on. I'm trying to. No, you're good. You're good. I just want to make sure these make the notes. So Vegas Strip, and then what?
Vegas Strip, Oatman, Arizona. They got a bunch of O-A-T-M-A-N. Oatman, Arizona. Yep.
Okay.
This is part of like Route 66 and stuff. You got donkeys and shit that are running around wild. They just turned them loose back in, I think it was World War I or II. They just cut them loose because they abandoned the town. It was a mining town. They just cut them loose, and then they went out and bred. And now they're fucking all over the town. It's just a little tiny town. There's some cool little bars in there. But I mean, we're talking like tiny town, like maybe, I don't know, probably people live there, might be a couple dozen that live there full time, but tiny. Cooler no.
Google 128.
Yeah.
People.
Windy as shit.
Wow.
Windy as shit getting into it. A lot of potholes and stuff, but pretty cool to be able to ride it. Sedona, Arizona, riding around in that area. I came up, I don't even remember what pass it was, but I came up through a pass that would have been on the east side of Sedona. Way up there. I was down there spring training time, baseball spring training, and get up there, a bunch of snow and stuff, cooler and shit. There was snow, and like say we were riding through there, cooler than hell. Maui made the alternate list.
Nice.
Maui's cool to ride. The loop of that. For me, this one on our last list, and maybe it was just because of Texas nostalgia. Amarillo. Coming into Amarillo that day, you said you got some badass video and some badass footage and pictures and shit. Sun's going down. I'm thinking, man,
money shots, dude.
Texas.
I know.
Riding in Texas.
Riding a Harley.
Yeah.
Cross country in Texas.
Yeah.
America.
And it's just,
America.
It's flat, but that's beautiful in its own right. Sun going down, fucking beautiful at that time.
And that steak never tasted any better at the what was it called? The steak challenge.
Oh,
dang it! I can't remember.
Somebody will be able to pop that one up for it. Yeah,
it's in the documentary, and we did the steak challenge. But I got so much shit on my mind right now.
Dang it. Yeah, no kidding. Badass. Yeah, coming through there.
The Big Texan.
Texan.
Yeah.
The Tetons, riding through the Grand Tetons.
I said that Jackson Hole, north of Jackson,
and then of course Yellowstone. Just riding through Yellowstone National Park, that stuff. But those were the kind of ones that I thought of that. Just alternates, badass places that I've been to. Mark Arnold saying Niagara Falls, Needles Highway. Mark Arnold also says, what else we got in here? Guys are just kind of throwing out.
Yellowstone, that should have made my list too. I don't know why I picked Yosemite over Yellowstone. I think it was late last night. Maybe I meant to do, that was our California, Yosemite, right? That was our California trip. Yeah. Because Yellowstone's up north of Jackson. Mm-hmm. We did that on the other trip. So
badass places we've got to see around this country, huh?
Yellowstone, let me put that in the extras. Yeah, we're so blessed. Somebody asked, as we wrap it up here, somebody asked in there, who was it? Let me look for it. Somebody asked about toll roads in our west.
Russell was talking about no tolls in the west except Oklahoma and Texas. Yeah, and some along the west coast.
We had some of those stupid lanes. Tolls in our Midwest trip. And
we got a few of them on the bullshit bridges around here. 520's got one, a floating bridge.
If you're on the west side of the state.
Tacoma Narrows has one.
Right, but for the most part, we don't have toll rolls at roads like you have in Ohio and whatnot, where you have to pay to get on or pay to get off.
Right.
Not so much on the west.
They don't accept dollar bills in their
expressways? Or is that what they,
yeah, expressways.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound right. Expressways?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah. Maybe. Because you find them in like I said, I drove through them in Idaho, not Idaho, but Ohio. Ohio has a few.
Yes, and we hit some in our Midwest trip this year, and they didn't take exact change, and then they wanted exact change, and we didn't have change, and then their dollar bill machine didn't work, and we tried paying, and then I had to run back to one of the tenants and tell him I didn't have enough change, and he's like, "It's okay," and it's a ruckus.
It's a mess.
Ruckus. Yeah, exactly. Thought that's what our taxes paid for, and tolling us on top of it. So
no, that was for Ross.
I see that. What about that parade?
Ross Tomes, leave it to Ross Tomes to spice it up in the chat, dude.
Get to be a Patreon member, and you too will be able to see these type of chats that we're looking at.
You'll get to see what goes on in the private chat. That's right. I love it, guys. You guys rock for being here. All right. Here's the deal. We're going to wrap the show up. I'm putting you on the spot because this is what I do. And you can't do like my kids. Well, I can't just pick one. If you had only one more day on this earth and you get to ride it on a Harley tomorrow, and you only get to pick out of all the roads we mentioned that you need to ride that one more time, what is it going to be? And I'll start. So I'll give you guys a chance to do it. It's tough for me. But you can't say, well, it would be this. Okay. To me, if I had to, I would ride Glacier National Park once again.
And close that some bitch down on each side so you don't have any cars.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. No shit. Yeah. Okay, let's add that. I like that. And close the shit down so I could haul ass.
Right.
And
then turn around and do it slow.
And do it slow so I can see everything and do the curves once. So there's my pick. Who wants to go next?
I would go back to my number one on my list. I can't choose the weather. I would hope the weather was perfect.
Right. Regardless of
101 down to the 1 and those curves, man, coming down through there and
riding on the toes. Making me want to change my mind, dude. You're making me want to change my mind.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
The ocean is
beautiful. And I might get to do it again this summer. We can't say it's not gospel yet.
Not sure.
But we might be able to.
Those are
just bad.
Papa, you're making me want to change my mind, dude.
Yeah.
I agree.
Awesome.
I agree.
It's awesome.
The smell, the feel
exactly.
of the ocean.
Yeah, you come down.
It's like Maui. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, you come down and it's just that whole experience. You're getting that marine air, that smell coming off the salt water.
I'm getting excited, dude.
And the beach and the
as
curves
we're going
coming
into winter
there.
here.
Oh shit, it was awesome. Awesome.
You're stealing it from me because that's my thing. It's a 101 up from the northwest tip of the continental United States, riding through Forks, just down through Washington.
Yes.
Just in the summertime.
Summertime.
So
that's yours?
So I have to die in the summertime.
You just dove right in. I like it.
Yeah.
So that's yours. The 101 from north up at like Anacortes. Is it Anacortes up north there?
Up at Forks.
Forks, right, which is the next city up. Isn't that what it is? On the very tip of Washington?
Very tip of Washington, the very northwest corner.
Yeah. What is
Nia Bay.
It's Nia Bay, but
Forks is up there.
Yeah, well, Forks is on the west side.
Leave it to me to be in frickin' Yakima when we get a SWAT call out.
Yeah.
You're
exactly.
busy.
It's not going to happen.
You're busy.
Shit.
Yeah, Blaine is up there, but running
down there past Port Angeles there and on the 101.
Let me do this so it zooms me into where I need to be. Yeah.
Out there.
Yeah, Nia Bay. I'm tracking what you're saying. I was thinking Port Angeles, sorry, but Squim, you're over here. Yeah, and riding that 101. Yeah, in the summer.
Because it's still cold, but not effing cold.
Yep, you're right. Oh, good call, dude. That is beautiful. This is exactly, you hear how passionate everybody is here, and everybody's passionate in the chat. Let's see, Mark Arnold, Beartooth Pass would be his. He says Beartooth Pass. Yeah, that's right in there, dude. Totally right in there, man. Everybody's so passionate, and I appreciate it. That's exactly what keeps the show going. Is everybody that's involved with Law Abiding Biker Media, I'm telling you, is passionate about this sport of motorcycling and what it does for us. You talk about some of the feels it gives us, some of the smells. You can't relate it to people that don't ride motorcycles, but it's a real thing. Like it's the best shrink that I ever have paid. I'm telling you, it might be the only shrink I've ever paid, but it does something to the soul.
That's why they're 99%.
99%, baby. Absolutely. And being here with you guys, love it, guys. We are, that's good because that was a lot of information. We usually get sidetracked a lot more than that. We kind of kept it. Papa, you helped me keep it on track too, and Squid helped me keep it on track. Appreciate you guys being here. With that, we are going to take it out of here, guys. That was just a phenomenal episode. And again, thanks to all you patron members that were in the live chat. If you're listening later in podcast format, we really, really hope that you guys enjoyed the show. And again, I'll try to make a copious notes with all the highways and areas that were mentioned in this episode. So let's do this good old call to action right here. Popeye's got one of these on the way as a little gift and a couple other things for being so involved with the podcast. I got something going Squid's way too, but don't get stranded, Bikeaholics. Get hooked up with our Cruise Tools RTH3 roll-up travel toolkit for Harley-Davidson and American-made V-twin motorcycles. Why get stranded and have your bike towed over a small repair? Just like on Highway 3A, Popeye, we were able to repair them. This quality-made toolkit has everything you need for a roadside emergency repair. Tested and used, that's right here by the law-abiding biker crew. Yep, it has our stamp of approval. Get it already, Bikeaholics. That's the Cruise Tools RTH3 kit. We brought it right to the Law-Abiding Biker store for you. lawabidingbiker.com/store. Nothing but 5-star reviews. That's right. Thanks, guys, for being here. Both of you.
You betcha. Good to be here.
Popeye, Squid.
Good to be here. Had a blast.
Good to get you back on a mic, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, you patron members.
That's what keeps us going.
Terry McDonald says, great show, guys. Thanks, bro. Ross Tomes, later, guys. Great show as always. He says, thanks. All these guys supporting us here in this live chat. That's why we do it. There's so many comments, and I know I missed a lot, guys, but I tried. But I know you guys are in there talking to each other, too. And Gary Jackson at some point says, duty call, gentlemen. Be back if I can.
And he did come back.
He did? Oh, he did. Okay,
he did come
good.
back.
Good. Thanks, Spider MO443.
I'm not changing it.
Oh, you're the man. Bob Dawson. Matthew Mackey's in there. Barrett Hensley.
Do you want to put this in the historical archives?
We should frame that.
My list that's written on parchment paper.
I should make a PDF of that and add it like a PDF to the article, dude. The official historic document made by the one and only Popeye. All right, guys. We're getting out of here. All right, live audience, we thank you so much for being here. That wraps up the show. As always, coming at you hard in 2018 with these live patron only and chat, and it adds so much to the show. And good topic Popeye picked. We could have kept going. Probably could have made that show like 2.5 hours. We didn't want to do that to you. So thanks so much. God bless. Hope you're well. Hope you're definitely out there getting some riding in.